Hi, my name is Caroline Reynolds and I teach into the Sport and Exercise Sciences Natural Sciences strand here at Durham, along with my colleagues Rob, Karen and Kevin. Within Sport and Exercise Sciences, we run two discipline themes across first to third years of study. These are physiology and nutrition, and you can see these on the slides. In our exercise physiology modules, we consider how the body works and how it adapts to exercise and sports training. We begin by looking in depth at different body systems, for example, the cardiovascular system, neuromuscular, endocrine and thermoregulatory systems. If we can understand how physiological systems operate under non-exercise conditions, we can then start to consider the consequences of manipulating or pushing these systems and how our body is able to adapt. For example, we would measure cardiovascular parameters such as blood pressure, heart rate, oxygen consumption during exercise, and different types of exercise. And we'd ask questions about the limits of exercise extremes for physiological function and what we can do as sports scientists to increase the body's capacity to undertake power and sprint-based activities, or intermittent activity sports or endurance type activities, for example. And of course then how we can best advise athletes on recovery strategies for the next day's training or next competition. In nutrition, we begin with an overview of what a balanced diet looks like and how we might measure this. We then move to consider specific dietary needs of athletes, including topics around pre-performance dietary strategies, recovery from training and performance, injury prevention, hydration, and other sessions around metabolic function. Something that we feel is really important in our second year nutrition module is to equip you with the knowledge and resources to understand what is real nutritional evidence and what might be more fake news. There's so much of it out there and it's really essential to understand the science from the fiction. So here at Durham we also consider special populations across both physiology and nutrition. For example, clinical populations such as osteoporotic patients and those managing chronic diseases. We also look at mechanisms for weight loss. Many of our graduates have actually gone on to develop their careers in clinical or public health, and so it's vital that we can understand the role that exercise, physical activity and nutrition can play in maintaining and improving health and well-being. In nutrition, whilst focusing on specific dietary strategies, we also add a Durham flavour. We link our own research in the department around why people might consume certain foods or undertake physical activity, or why they might not be able to. As such then, you can see on the slide that our modules progress each year, culminating in final year modules where you learn about, for example, developing programmes or interventions, or critiquing current guidelines. As you progress through to these higher levels of study, we ask you to become more critical of the theories and practices in the world. These are all key employability skills, of course. And you'll get to undertake your own research study or dissertation on our programmes, and you might decide to do this within physiology or nutrition and collect your data in our labs or out in the field, for example in the gym, training sessions with Team Durham, or in particular food environments out in the community. Our labs here at Durham are fully established and equipped with sports science testing facilities, including our brand new lab based at Maiden Castle Sports and Wellbeing Park. Our first students to start work in this lab will be those coming to Durham this October. During your studies, you'll be able to undertake small group maximal and submaximal exercise testing, strength testing, metabolic testing, looking at energy expenditure, dietary analysis and body composition, blood sampling and a whole range of things. There's too many things to mention here. You'll also have access to Maiden Castle facilities, for example dissertation testing, such as the outdoor running track. Well, I hope this brief summary has been useful for you and given you some insight into our teaching and facilities here at Durham. We're very excited to meet you in person later this year.